PIRL, PIRL, stands for Partnership for Inclusive Research and Learning. The PIRL network is a community of practice focused on disability inclusive development research. PIRL grew out of work between researchers and practitioners primarily in Cameroon and Canada, as well as other places. This is a complex history of shared work and past relationships.
We have a large core team of over 20 people. The core team takes care of things like obtaining research ethics approval from the universities that we're involved with. We direct and carry out activities to fulfill the research objectives. The project is funded by a 3-year Canadian Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council grant. The research objectives for this project are to document the communication practices of an international community of practice that's focused on disability inclusive development research, to analyze how community practice members use information and communication technologies in low resource places, to propose models for improving ICT use, information and communication technology, in disability inclusive development, to examine the inclusion of practitioners with disabilities in research, and to recommend practices to maximize equitable access to ICT in low-income settings. We are using a participatory inclusive research process, and one of the questions that we keep in mind through our work is how can a community of practice enable more inclusive and accessible research? We developed this diagram of our research process, which has 4 stages or phases. The first one is to explore and explain. The second one is to plan. The third one is to design. And the fourth one is to implement. Within each of these phases are several steps. And in real life, the arrows show that we move through this somewhat chronologically. We don't actually do that. It's a more iterative process. So research questions are asked, we go to the literature, we review our theories, work on getting funding, we remind ourselves about our research objectives, and we're constantly designing, refining our research designs, and of course with ethics approval, and then we're implementing and communicating the results.
Other activities included setting up the team and the network, setting up partnership agreements, designing a website, and also learning together by holding institutes and developing communication strategies. More recently, we conducted in-depth interviews with 20 PIRL participants to find out more about their personal background and how it might inform their research ability, ICT use, and networking with other researchers. The survey and interview data are currently being analyzed in 4 different topic teams with the goal of producing academic as well as community-based multimedia products to communicate the findings of our research. Our dream is to create an equitable world where all researchers can participate regardless of ability, language, income, age, gender, location, or other identifiers, and that community members who want to be involved in research can be.
Thank you very much for your attention. If you'd like to contact us, our email address is pirl@utoronto.ca. We are happy to add you to the PIRL network, and we'd be happy to hear about potential collaborations.